The Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 5 just dropped on Disney Plus of Season 2. Let's talk about it. Um, I enjoyed this episode, but this was definitely the weakest of the first 5 episodes of Season 2. And the reason why is just it did not advance the characters in any way. Now, I have a theory of why this episode is going to be important, why you should watch it. Uh, and that is that this episode was basically a treasure hunt episode where they go and track down this treasure, and then it's very Indiana Jones inspired. There's lots of moments that feel like direct homages or rips or pieces of music that could be in an Indiana Jones movie or something like that, which is obviously like Lucas helped create Indiana Jones and Star Wars. Obviously, they're connected in a lot of ways. A lot of the same people who wrote Indiana Jones wrote Star Wars, so a lot of that stuff is just kind of cyclical and just kind of connects like that. It's a little adventure. Just like it, plot wise, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of this show, right? At least on the surface. There's not like characters don't really get advanced. Cool. But why I think this episode matters here is the fact that in this episode of the show, they awaken this entombed weapon, and I think that weapon is going to come into play in later in the season, and we're gonna have a battle maybe towards the end of this season involving this weapon or something of the sort, or something like that, basically. So or it could connect to Mandalorian, where we could get, in the trailer they say something's coming, and we don't know what that is exactly, right? Well, what if that thing is this dangerous weapon that after the Empire had fallen, they awaken this thing? I don't know, but I don't think that's the case at all. Personally, I think this is just a simple case of like I think the weapon's only going to tie into the end of the season, possibly. Could be wrong, but that's my speculation. Otherwise, it's just a pretty mediocre episode, which is fine because, I mean, not every episode's got to be gold, but I think it was fine. That's why I personally think that these seasons of Bad Batch need to be like 10 episodes. Just because I feel like when we got like super long seasons and you go from super great episode to weak episode to whatever, I feel like it's just too much. I think it's just too much sometimes. You know, try to make as many solid episodes that advance the story as possible. If you have one or two filler episodes, cool. But I feel like there's too much when you got like 16 episodes. But that's just me. I still enjoyed the episode fine enough.